Okay, so I can't see shit, people. I think it's working. There's something going on with my eye. Yeah. I went for that eye thing. I don't know. See if you can see. And it's really, really blurry. I can barely see out of it. Got home. I lay down on the couch and I slept for 7 hours. My son came and woke me up. He said there was a bubble in there. I don't know if the bubble is gone now. But everything's blurry out of it. Apparently he told my doctor that the blurriness will go away. He didn't say how long it would take for it to go away, but... can you see? Here, let me turn on this back here. Maybe that might help. I can't see nothing. Feel like crap. It's all blurry. I can't even turn on my computer. Can't see with nothing. Can't see the mouse. Can't see the icons. I'm not supposed to bend over too much. I need to steam clean and do whatever, but we'll see what happens the next couple of days. I'm not supposed to lift heavy things right now. I'm not supposed to rub this eye. I am using a bit of aloe vera on the outside of it. And then later on, over the next week or so, I won't do it right now, but in about 4 or 5, 6 days, I'm going to make myself some comfrey tea. Just some comfrey leaves. Let it seep. Get a clean cloth. Not too thick, just a small one. Put it in the comfrey tea. Soak up, right? Squeeze out just a little bit, and I'll put on top. Yeah, but you can't do that too soon because you've got open wounds on the inside. And apparently comfrey helps to heal, regenerate everything, including bones. But it works so fast and so well that it can heal everything on the outside, but not necessarily what's on the inside, which could pose a serious problem in terms of infection or gangrene or whatever. So before you go off and throw comfrey on any kind of major quote-unquote wound, including your eye, you have to give it a few days to heal from the inside, right? And then you can do it. Some people don't. They just go off and do it and haven't had problems, but you got to be careful with comfrey because it heals things so fast. And of course it heals on the outside first because that's where this stuff is. Like if you had a cut. If you had a cut, you put a comfrey poultice over it of some kind. You know, it could be a problem. It will heal the outside of the cut, but not necessarily so much in the inside. And if you lock it in, because the skin is nice and healed on the inside, but it's not finished on the inside, or on the outside, but it's not finished on the inside, that could be a problem. So anyway, it's done, right? My son and I, we were just going on about, well, if you go blind, you just go blind faster. I'm not doing this again, though. Once is enough. And I really do hope that the blindness of it goes away, because it's worse than this eye now. Yeah, most definitely. Oh boy. Yeah, everything is all cloudy. So anyway, I'll be back. Okay, so what is it? June 19th of 2023, and my eyes are freaking hooped. I'm serious, I can't see shit. Very little. It's worse than it's ever been. Can't see, I can't read absolutely no words on the computer, not one. I can't see the cursor, nothing. I just bullshit. Everything's more foggy. How long is it going to take for that to stop? And what if it doesn't stop? Then what, people? Like, seriously. I can see blurry icons, but I can't see no words. Absolutely none. And if I manage to get a page up, I can't see shit on it. Everything blends together. And this has been, I can't even read the time on the computer. It's probably around 8:30 at night. So you can say it was over at 11, so 9 hours later, can't see shit. Yeah. No, wrong mouse. No wonder why it's not working. I can open up the icon, but as soon as it's real bright, I can't see anything on the page. I sure in the hell can't see this mouse. I'm trying to get up on YouTube. I can't even use my computer. So my computer days might be over now. Oh, I'm not going to get upset, right? Make myself a coffee. Worry about dishes and shit tomorrow. I know the computer hasn't changed, but my eyes have. I kind of think I see something. Oh, man. My son asked me, "Why do you think you got it, Mom?" The chroma, right? I said, "I don't know, son. It's been around for a while, though, in terms of... It's not a new disease, but I don't know, it kind of makes you suspicious, though, don't you think?" I don't see anything. it just feels agitated. And if I go too close, because I got little dry things in the corner of my mouth and I've touched my eye a little bit just because I'm trying to get those little dry things from these drops, I can feel. They literally passed me out. Yeah. For how long, I don't know. And then when it was done, I was quite, I don't know, kind of, I said to my son I'd like to go a little shopping, and so he took me to a store, and I hadn't even been in the store for 10 minutes and I started feeling nausea. And I said, oh no, let's just go pay what's in this basket and go. Came home. He put the patch on me. I laid down and I went to sleep. Then he came upstairs and woke me up, said I'd been sleeping for 7 hours. Yeah, and now I can't see a damn thing. Nope. This is pathetic. If this doesn't get better, I don't know. My life is ruined, literally. I mean, it's on that path, right? Because, you know, if I wouldn't have done this, the pressure would have stayed high, and who knows what would have happened with it. I don't know why I can't do anything. I can't see. It looks like it took out a part of my eyesight. Yeah. It wiped out a part of my eyesight. Like it killed another octave nerve or 2 or 3 or 4. Yeah. I don't know. Don't ask me how I'm going to get this video uploaded. I can't even get into YouTube, for crying out loud. I can't even see myself in the screen. It's all blurry. Why? Why is everything blurry like this? I can't read no words. I can barely see these icons if I can see them at all. I can't read anything on these boxes, nothing. Even where I wrote, I can't read. I have to have my son read it. Like this. I can't read it. I can barely see it. And that's in big, bold black letters. I can't see it. So I don't know. Oh, here we go. I finally got the one that can get me into YouTube, and I see the YouTube thing. Barely. Alright. Yay. I'm into YouTube. I know where the sign-in is, so let's try and get into the sign-in. Okay. See, this is not being done because I can see. It's being done because I've done it before. And there's only one thing here. I can kind of see my icon. Oh my Lord. This is bad, people. Oh, I can't see shit. I think I can maybe put in my password now, but I can't see the lines where you put in the password. And even if I get into YouTube, and things are jumping. My eyes are jumping. One minute I see something, next minute I don't. Yeah. I don't know. This is pathetic. Real pathetic. How long do you figure it's going to take for this to go away? Good luck finding the mouse. Forget it. I can't see. So try and turn this off. I can't see fine shit. I can't see it. Or maybe I'll just go down and go back to sleep or something. Not fair. The olive ear. Only because I know how well it works. When I burnt my finger in here, it helped to rejuvenate everything. It was healed up within 3-4 days. It was bad. When I was working with those walnuts. Yeah. I'll lay down for a few minutes.
You look at me. Open your eye real big. Yeah, you can see it. On the top. Oh yeah, you can see real good. This is 9 o'clock at night. Can you look to your left? No. Look over here with your face. Yeah. Now, look up at the ceiling a bit. You can barely see it on camera. It's at the top of her eyelid. You can kind of see that little white line there. That's the bubble. Can you move your eye around a bit, Mom? You can see it there. Just look more up with your head. Now look down with your eyes. Look down with your eyes. Just look down with your eyes. Sorry. Okay, well yeah, it's right there. Okay.
Okay. So currently what's happening here is when my son woke me up, I had this. Okay. And when he took it off, I was seeing, I don't know, kind of like spider webs, just lines. Right? Okay. And then for the first couple of hours, I couldn't really see anything. I tried to turn on the computer, couldn't see anything on the computer. Right? I can kind of see a little better now. And if I use my glasses, these ones that with the one lens, I can somewhat see a bit better. But every now and then I get a dark flash. You're not supposed to bend down and lift heavy things. I've been doing dishes, right? So I'm trying to avoid lifting heavy things, and I'm trying to avoid bending down, but you know, I have to gather up the garbage and just whatever. So I don't know. And I'm slightly shaky because they knocked me out. Like, they literally knocked me out. Apparently the procedure was supposed to be 25 minutes long, but Mark Hain was saying I was in there for about 45 minutes. And when I got out, I was whacked. Yeah. So I'll ask the doctor about that. Like, they completely knocked me out. And then, you know, I don't know what I was thinking. Anyway, he took me to the grocery store, and we weren't even in the grocery store for 8 minutes. And I said, oh my God, I gotta get out of here. I feel so sick. So we paid what little bit I picked. Ouch. And I told him to, just take it. This is just a little bit of aloe vera on the outside of my eye to help this with the healing part of things. And then in about 2 or 3 or 4 days from now, and I'm going to tell my doctor too, I am going to use some comfrey tea on a nice cloth. And just put it over both eyes, actually, for about 20 minutes or so. That to help with the healing as I continue to use all these drops. So, but other than that, I seem to be getting somewhat of my eyesight a little better. Like, it's still cloudy, but not as cloudy as it was. It comes and goes. I'm finding, like, when I did the dishes, right? When I was doing the dishes and, you know, gathering up the garbage and just whatever, right? And I had to bend down and pick up the garbage bag and or whatever, and I'd get a dark flash. And then my eyes got kind of a little more blurry. But the dishes are done, and I took out the garbage. So somebody put this big rock, on my doorstep. I don't know if that was my son to keep Wonder Cat off of the chair with the cat house on it, or if it was somebody creeping my yard. Right? Because we know how that works around here, people. You think that went away? You think that stopped? Hell no. That didn't fucking stop. No. So we'll just see what happens. So I'm going to the eye doctor, and he'll do a little checkup, And then I'm thinking to wander off to the grocery store, look for some canned corned beef and maybe a few things like that, just to top off. It's my mental therapy. That's what I told my son yesterday. Just take me to the grocery store before you take me home. Right? That's my drug. So far, I haven't had to take any Tylenol. I don't even know if I have Tylenol. I'm only allowed to take Tylenol. But I don't even know if I have Tylenol. Oh, that's vitamins. That's Flintstone vitamins. Andre should be taking those. I got some vitamins here. Christ, I don't even see Tylenol. Isn't that just great? So even if I wanted to take Tylenol, I don't see Tylenol. See? I just moved that little bit, and then all of a sudden, it's like a blink of something. Something like a secondary blink of something, and everything goes dark. And you can see what I just did. I hardly did anything. As I'm looking for my Tylenol. So I don't know. Oh man. So hold on a minute. Okay, so now it is June 21st of 2023. I had that eye surgery, people. I don't know. I don't think it worked. Everything's all blurry. You know, blurry. It's worse than it was before. It kind of cleared up for a minute, and then it just got all blurry. They're just getting blurry. I just want to make note that the pharmacy... Listen to this one. Okay, before I had this surgery, right? I had 3 different... The doctor kept one. Bucks. Because I went in with my bottles. Because he prescribed 3 new bottles of eye drops for this surgery. 1 drop was supposed to be for... Okay. My eyes are hooped. Totally fucking hooped. Anyway, my battery is not plugged in. Alright, so I go to the eye doctor after the fact. The next day. Which was yesterday. I had the eye surgery on Monday. They literally whacked me out. They put me out. I don't remember anything. I just remember laying down on the bed and that was it. Well, whatever it was I laid down on. And then I remember them handing me to my son. So they completely whacked me out. That's the first thing. Apparently it only takes 25 minutes, but with me it took 45 minutes. So I was told. Whatever. Okay. So I go the next day, yesterday, to the eye doctor for a checkup. Right? Because they send you home. I was real sick. Real sick. Nauseated, whatever. My son did my eye drops for me, put on my patch. And I just went to sleep. I was shaky, whatever. Okay. So I go to the eye doctor yesterday, and I bring in these things. Only there was 1 more box. And I'm like, okay. On the day when I had the surgery, I made the mistake of putting the glaucoma one in. Because first it was start 1 drop I don't want to confuse these. There's 2 bottles in here. And then this one I do 4 times a day. This is my glaucoma drop that I'm supposed to put in this one. But when I went for the surgery, you know, I've been doing all these drops 4 times, 1 time. I made the mistake, first of all, of putting this in this eye. Okay, either or. One of these drops was start on Friday. Start on Friday, 4 times a day. So I started on Friday, 4 times a day. And then start on Sunday, 4 times a day. Plus there was another one I had to start 1 a day. So I was doing 5 a day on this. Okay, the point is, I bring these all to the doctor in their boxes. And I'm like, okay, well, what am I supposed to do now? Because one says continue using 4 times a day for a week, and the other one continue using for 6 times, or 4 times a day for 6 weeks. So 2 different drops, 4 times a day, one for 1 week, another one for 6 weeks. I guess I'm supposed to continue using the 1 drop for the glaucoma in this eye, to which I had laser surgery. Okay? So, first thing he does is he puts freezing agent in both eyes and he checks my pressure. Now, I didn't put the glaucoma one in this one before I went and seen him, so the pressure was 45 psi. He goes, 40, and I said, well, I haven't used the glaucoma drop, but that's the one that you did the laser surgery on. Okay. So clearly the laser surgery didn't work. And I'm just wondering, like, honestly, I'm just wondering how much I'm really getting the truth of the matter here, you know what I'm saying? Where this one was at 14 psi, 45 psi. And I hadn't done the glaucoma one yet because, you know, I was going to go see him. So anyway, he's looking at these bottles. And I asked him after he did everything, and then, of course, you know, he checks the PSI. And then he puts the machine up to my eye, and he's looking in my eye, and looking in my eye, and like, you know, I just had fucking surgery, right? You know, he's like, I'm like, okay, whatever, right? After that's all said and done, I says, well, tell me what, just remind me, right? You know, so I don't get it wrong. So he's looking. And if you notice, these things, they come with labels. But he took off the labels, people, because the labels were backwards. The pharmacy put the labels on wrong. Because he, you know, he going like this, and he goes, why is it coming out yellow and goopy, right? No, I don't know. I get them like that, right? I told you before, it's gross, right? It heebie-jeebies me out, right? He goes, and he's looking, and then he starts peeling off the label, and he's like, well, this isn't the right label for the right drop. I'm like, excuse me? So what are you telling me? I've been taking the wrong drops with the wrong amount? And then he tried to cover it up, people. He tried to fucking cover it up. Oh, well, it doesn't really matter. Okay. It doesn't really matter. He took off all the fucking labels because the pharmacy put them on wrong. Because he had to figure out what was what. And then he had the audacity to ask me if my son did that. Because my son took me, right? And I'm like, why would my son do such a thing like that? As if he'd even have time for that. Why? Why would my son take labels off of bottles and then put them on a different bottle and switch them around? So I was taking these things wrong. Fucking right. Fucking right, people. I was probably taking the 1 drop I was supposed to, the 4 drops I was supposed to take. I was probably taking the 4 drops I was taking on Sunday. I probably started on Friday. And the one that I was supposed to start on Friday, I probably started on Sunday. Because the labels were backwards. And then he just blew it off. And then he just said, well, just do your glaucoma in this eye and do the 4 drops with this one. Forget the other one. Forget the one that I'm supposed to take either for a week or for 6 weeks. I don't know, because everything's all mixed up now. Like, seriously, like, fuck, man. I can't win for losing. Like, I can't win for losing. It's so stupid. Anyway, I asked my son if the bubble was gone today, and he said it was. But he said that my pupils are different sizes now. When we were in the hospital and they were getting me ready, they made my pupil just swell right out like this. Just, right? He took a picture of it, but that's on his cell phone. So I'll get it another time and I'll incorporate it into one of my other videos when I get it, right? And like, my eye is so itchy. It's just, oh. I've been doing things, you know, but nothing's working for glasses in terms of my glasses. Like, okay. Camera blinked out. I'm gonna have to go get a different camera. I got old cameras from before. Some of them I've dropped. I had them outside, so they don't necessarily work very well. I know there's one in there that's, I think it's somewhat okay. We're talking older camcorders here, right? But there's a flaw in the lens. Anyway, I think tomorrow I'm just going to get up into my sewing room, because today, well, yeah, today, I kind of went through my fridge and, you know, I had to put away a few groceries, whatever. You can hear the dehydrator going. It doesn't help with the drying out of the air. But, you know, I got these kittens in the bathroom, so it's not like I can be running a dehydrator in there. There was some things in, some old cottage cheese and stuff like that that I'm just, right, because whatever, like, you know, I'm clearing out things. And so I went through my fridge and just whatever, and anyway. I slept for a long time too. Yesterday I slept. I slept something like 12 hours. When I fell asleep at night, I slept like, yeah, it was like 12. I went to bed last night quite early. It was after I did the video, and I slept right through. So anyway, I had a bit of energy, and so as I was saying before it blinked out, you didn't hear this part where, I don't know why, this camera, I've dropped it like 3 times, so there's a glitch in it, okay? Because this is the second time this is just blinked out, you know, in mid-sentence. And it's enough that every 30 minutes or so, 28, 30 minutes, it turns itself on and turns itself back on, turns itself off, turns itself back on, and continues to record. And then when I put everything together and through, you know, converting my video, you get that little glitch about every 30 minutes or so, right? Well, now it's like turning itself on and off, and it's not even turning itself back on. So that's why it's just cut off in mid-sentence, and now we're doing this. Because I'm going to finish this video. And before I never got to, you didn't hear me talking about what I did for, like, with the Mari, with the lawyer. Like, I'm so glad that I did that, people, because if I was to try and do that now, there's absolutely no way I could do it. No way. I don't even know what the outcome of this is going to be yet. Okay. So, nothing's really working very well with these glasses or anything. But it's only, I had it Monday. I went to the eye doctor yesterday, and he agitated everything with the eye, the freezing and spreading of the eye, and bringing up the staring in there with a bright light, and then it turns out my drops were mixed up. Oh, I mean, yeah, I'm sure it's trivial, right? Who cares if it was the wrong drop for 4 days? The evidence is gone now. The labels are gone. You can't prove it, right? Right? It's all hearsay, right? Anyway, blame it on the aloe vera, right? Just saying. Oh, well, yeah. When I was there yesterday, an Asian man came in. An older Asian man, like Chinese guy, right? Older guy. And he had a white cane. He was blind, right? Blind as a bat. And he sat down beside me, and I asked him, I said, "Are you blind?" He goes, "Yeah." I said, "Well, what's it like, right? Because, I'm kind of heading in that direction. And, how do you cope with it? Because, it can get pretty draining." He goes, "Oh, yeah, I know what you mean." Yeah, and it turns out, long story short, he's seen that eye doctor, Gupta, that Punjabi woman. Yeah. And she did something for him. And somehow, some way, it got infected in both eyes yet. And by the time he went to get it fixed, it was too late. He ended up completely blind from it. He was very annoyed with this Gupta. Very annoyed with her. And I said, "Yeah, well, I guess there's a reason why you met me, because, when I was seeing her, I was spitting out those 2 green gobs of who knows what it was. More than likely freezing agent. But why glowing green under the light? Why? Why? Under the sun yet, of all things. It was fluorescent green. Big gobs by the time I got to my car. Because of that person. And this guy's sitting there blind as a bat. Because whatever she did didn't work for him. And he was very upset. Right? And I said, "Well, whatever you're thinking and feeling in terms of why it happened to you must be, me sitting next to you telling you what happened to, me with that person kind of confirms your feelings in terms of whatever you think that person did to you." Because, that's the thing, people. These doctors, they can injure you. They can do whatever they want with you. You never get justice. You never get, acknowledged. Or just same thing like with these freaking drops. Like, what the hell? I went out of my way to take them as best as I could. But by, the day for surgery, the only mistake that I made was taking the one glaucoma drop and putting it in this eye when I wasn't supposed to. Other than that, these other drops that were switched out, I was using them regularly, and like this shit makes you sick, right? Like, wears you out, if you're not used to this kind of stuff, or whatever. Anyway. And then he takes off all the labels yet. So, like, Not that I would do anything about it because it's too late now. You know, I'm functional. But, like, I don't know. The purpose of the surgery was to help bring down the pressure and keep the pressure down. Currently, it seems to be working. Currently. The point of the laser surgery was to bring down the pressure and keep the pressure down. But clearly it didn't work, because when I went to go see him yesterday, it was at 45 psi. So what does that tell you? It was a waste of time, right? As for this one, even if, you know, I feel like he's setting me up, now that I'm on the camera talking, because I'm just going to upload this and then just, you know, transfer it to the computer and just attach it to the end of the video. But, you know, I feel like trickery, you know, it's trickery, right? Oh, this one worked. This one, the eye surgery must have worked because it's at 14% PSI, where this one's 45. Don't worry. We'll just save these ones. Don't use them now, because we might need them again. That's what he told me. For what? To do this one again? Or is he thinking about doing this one? You know? Because I'm supposed to be happy that it worked with this one, even though I'm fucking choked. Because I feel like I got cheated. In terms of, I see worse than I seen before. Seriously. Right? And like, I don't know what to do, because none of these freaking glasses work, basically. Now I know I'm expecting too much. It's only into day 3, but still. But at the end of the day, I'm glad that I did what I did for the lawyer, because I couldn't do it now. It would be completely impossible. And I'm glad I read what I read, okay? Because that would be too difficult to do right now. If I can ever do that again. I don't know. I won't know for another, what, 2, 3, 4 weeks? 5 weeks, 6 weeks? Right? And as for anything on the computer, it's all blurry, people. Before I could, you know, it like, oh shit. I don't know. And these glasses, they're not working, right? They work for a minute. That's it. I come back and they're not working. And I'm glad I met that Chinese Asian man, that old man. He was an elderly man. Because he had a really good attitude, even though he admitted that he didn't feel like he did. Because I said, oh boy, you know, you, considering all things, you know, you're handling it really well, right? Like, you know, you're jovial, right? Why not? And I'm like, well, that's not the impression that I'm getting. Like, you know, like, you're doing really well, considering, and he had already been blind for about 6 years. That's a long time. You know? I mean, I can, if I go, I can kind of see, like, I don't know. And I'm like, well, I asked him, you know, like, what do you do in a day? You know, how do you manage? You know, like, right? He's just try and keep busy, keep mobile. I think that's kind of a big one. You got to keep moving around, right? So he goes and he has his friends that he hangs out with. And I guess he lives with a little bit of family, so he has this family that helps him out a bit, right? He was navigating around by himself. He said, I can, you know, if I've been someplace before or whatever and I'm familiar with it, I can still somewhat navigate around it. Unless, of course, you know, if it's something new, then no, he can't. So, you know, definitely was trying to keep his independence because there was nobody in there with him. So you know, it kind of made me think of my landlady, right? 83 and want to keep their independence, right? So anyway, I'm just really glad that I did what I did for Amari when I had the chance, right? And that's why I came back in, because the camera blinked out and didn't continue recording that part to end this video.